The housemates of Big Brother Africa are renowned for being extremely expressive, no holds barred and very out there.
Yeah.
And so they're criticized for having a negative impact on society. Well, what are your thoughts on that?
Obviously, the biggest thing about young people being in a house together is there's issues of sex. And so besides that, sort of like, how do you talk about something other than just the sexual element of the show? And so really trying to look at, okay, what are some of the social things about this, actually some of the social consciousness stuff about this show? So first of all, I had to go watch the show and learn more about the show. And what I thought was really interesting about Big Brother Africa was that it had participants from so many different countries.
Absolutely.
And so Africans were actually using this to learn more about each other. And if you realize, I think at the same time, and you look at the same time of what happened with Africa Magic, there's been a huge explosion of just much more understanding and even like colloquialism going across the continent. So people using each other's jargon, each other's slang.
Each other's dances.
Each other's dances.
Yeah.
And it became a huge place to showcase African musicians. So every week during the shows, there was always a DJ, which had to be from a different country. There was also always a musician that had to be from a different country. So every week we showcased different musicians from across the continent. And I kept on feeling like there were so many things that weren't happening before that we could do differently. We brought in social issues around blood donation, around malaria awareness. We partnered with one campaign. There was so much more we could do besides people taking showers naked.
Yeah, but then, those social issues did not take off as well as or as much as the people taking showers naked or the sexual aspect of housemates being in confined space together. That was the runaway conversation, as it were.
That is what makes
Africans.
News. That is what makes news, and I totally
understand. But then what did
that.
you guys do in order to curb that? Or were there any things that you could do to have more of a more focus on the positive impact that you wanted to achieve?
Of course, which is why we introduced all these other elements. We campaigned with the one campaign, which is really about how can Africa feed itself going forward, changing these people from not really just being sort of these cultural pariahs into actually change agents. How do you do that? The other thing too was that Big Brother Africa became a lightning rod for talking about issues that we normally don't talk about.